Hello dear children, in this video we will be discussing the civics chapter, class 10, second part of federalism. We will be covering the topic how is federalism practiced in India. In 1947, the boundaries of several old states of India were changed in order to create a new states. This was done to ensure that people who spoke the same language lived in the same state. Some states were created not on the basis of language but to recognize differences based on culture, ethnicity, or geography. These include states like Nagaland, Uttarakhand, and Jharkhand. The main objective of creating states in India on the basis of language was to promote national unity and also to have fair administration in different parts of India. A second test for Indian Federation is the language policy. Our constitution did not give the status of national language to any one language. Hindi was identified as the official language, but Hindi is the mother tongue of only about 40% of Indians. So, for that purpose, the central government said to continue the use of English along with Hindi for official purposes. Other than that, there are 21 languages recognized as scheduled languages by the Constitution. A candidate in an examination conducted for the central government position may opt to take the examination in any of these languages. States too have their own official languages. Much of the government work takes place in the official language of the concerned states. Children, the next way by which federalism has been practiced in our country is through the means of center-state relations. Restructuring the center-state relations is one way in which federalism has been strengthened in practice in India. How the constitutional arrangements for sharing power work in reality depends to a large extent on how the ruling parties and leaders follow these arrangements. All this changed significantly after 1990. This period saw the rise of regional political parties in many states of the country. This was also the beginning of the era of coalition government at the center. Since no single party got a clear majority in Lok Sabha, the major national parties had to enter into an alliance with many parties, including several regional parties, to form a government at the center. This led to a new culture of power sharing and respect for autonomy of state governments. The third way by which federalism is practiced in India is through the means of decentralization. When power is taken away from central and state government and given to the local government, it is called decentralization. Children, the basic idea behind decentralization is that there are a large number of problems and issues which are best settled at the local level. People have better knowledge of problems in their localities. They also have better ideas on where to spend money and how to manage things more efficiently. Besides, at the local level, it is possible for the people to directly participate in the decision-making process. The need for decentralization was recognized in our constitution. Since then, there have been several attempts to decentralize power to the level of villages and towns. Panchayats in villages and municipalities in urban areas have been set up in all states of India. A major step towards decentralization was taken in 1992. The constitution was amended to make the third tier of democracy more powerful and effective. Number 1. Now it is constitutionally mandatory to hold elections to local government bodies. Second, seats are reserved in the elected bodies and the executive heads of these institutions for the scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and other backward classes. Third, at least 1/3 of all positions are reserved for women. Fourth, an independent institution called the State Election Commission has been created in each state to conduct panchayat and municipal elections. Fifth, the state government are required to share some powers and revenue with the local bodies. The nature of sharing varies from states to states. Now let us try to understand the structure of rural and urban local governments in our country. Rural local government is popularly known as Panchayati Raj. Each village or a group of village in some states has a Gram Panchayat. This is a council consisting of several ward members, often called Panch and a president or sarpanch. They are directly elected by all the adult population living in that ward or village. The panchayat works under the overall supervision of Gram Sabha. All the voters in the villages are its members. It has to meet at least twice or thrice in a year to approve the annual budget of Gram Panchayat and to review the performance of the Gram Panchayat. The local government's structure goes right up to the district level. A few Gram Panchayats are grouped together to form a Panchayat Samiti or block or mandal. The members of this representative body are elected by all the Panchayat members in that area. All the Panchayat Samitis or mandals in a district together constitute the Zilla Parishad. Most members of the Zilla Parishad are elected members of the Lok Sabha. Zilla Parishad chairperson is the political head of the Zilla Parishad. Similarly, local government bodies exist for urban areas as well. Municipalities are set up in towns. Big cities are constituted into municipal corporations. Both municipalities and municipal corporations are controlled by elected bodies consisting of people's representatives. Municipal chairperson is the political head of the municipality. In a municipal corporation, such an officer is called the mayor. At the end, we can say that constitutional status for local government has helped to deepen democracy in our country. It has also increased women representation and helped them to voice in our democracy. At the same time, there are many difficulties. While elections are held regularly and enthusiastically, Gram Sabhas are not held regularly. Most state governments have not transferred significant power to the local government, nor have they given adequate resources. We are thus still a long way from realizing the ideal of self-government. With this, we end the video. Thank you. God bless, and please take care of yourselves.